are you today, my friend? Hey everyone, I'm Sam Alex from Egypt. I create fun, engaging, and thought-provoking content across different fields and anything that sparks curiosity and makes you think. I also love connecting with people from different cultures and building friendships around the world because I believe sharing knowledge and experiences makes life more meaningful. I help people who want to learn Arabic and explore Arab culture, and I also share insights about tourism and investment opportunities in Egypt. If you'd like to reach out or connect, you can contact me on WhatsApp. The number's on the screen in front of you and in the video description. All right, let's get into today's topic.
Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, and before you even open your eyes, something outside is already watching. Not a person, not a bird, but a machine. A small flying brain hovering silently above your street. And the weird part is, it doesn't sleep. It doesn't blink. And it doesn't forget. Good morning. Your sky is no longer private. Now let me ask you something simple. When was the last time you looked at the sky and felt it was empty? Yeah, that feeling is disappearing because the sky is getting crowded with eyes. Let's break it down simply. A drone used to be just a remote-controlled flying camera. But a smart drone is something else entirely. It is eyes that see, sensors that feel, algorithms that decide, and AI that learns. In other words, it is not just a machine. It is a decision maker in the sky. It's like giving a camera a brain and then being surprised when it starts thinking it's smarter than you. Technically, it uses GPS navigation, computer vision, machine learning, real-time data processing, which means it doesn't just record reality, it interprets it. Now we enter the dangerous part. Modern warfare is changing. It's no longer soldier versus soldier. It is system versus system, drone versus drone, AI versus AI. A single operator can now control multiple drones from thousands of kilometers away. The battlefield is no longer physical. It is digital and invisible. In the past, wars were loud. Now, they can be silent.
Dark humor. Imagine losing a war while sitting in an office chair, drinking coffee, and just pressing a button wrong. This is where things get philosophical, because now drones don't just follow commands. They interpret environments. They identify threats. They make micro-decisions. And that raises a terrifying question. If a drone makes a mistake, who is responsible? The programmer? The company? Or the machine itself? This is no longer engineering. This is ethics. Let's talk about privacy. A small drone today can record streets, track movement, analyze behavior. And the scary part? You might never know it's there. We used to close curtains for neighbors. Now we might need them for the sky. Welcome to the age where even the clouds might have cameras. Technology is powerful, but it is not perfect. Drones face battery limits, weather conditions, signal loss, cyber attacks. The smartest machine can fall from the sky because of a dead battery. Imagine a futuristic war paused because someone forgot to charge. The future is not about drones anymore. It's about swarms. Hundreds, even thousands of drones working together. Cities with flying traffic systems. Emergency drones replacing ambulances. Delivery systems faster than walking to your fridge. The sky will no longer be empty. It will be organized. Technology is not good or bad. It is a mirror. It reflects how we think, how we design, and how we choose to use power. The sky is changing. But the real question is not what is above us. It is what is inside us. We didn't lose the sky. We just filled it with our imagination. Let's talk about something nobody likes to talk about too much.
Governments. Smart drones are not just commercial tools anymore. They are becoming the digital eyes of modern states. Not always in a scary way, but definitely in a powerful way. Imagine a system where traffic is monitored in real time, illegal activity is detected instantly, emergency response is automated. Sounds efficient, right? But here's the question. When everything is visible, what does privacy even mean anymore? It's like living in a house with glass walls, and everyone keeps saying, "Don't worry, it's for your safety." Now, imagine something even deeper.
A sky that learns. Not just drones flying randomly, but a full aerial system that improves itself every day. Drones that learn flight patterns, optimize traffic in the air, avoid collisions automatically, upgrade their own behavior through AI updates. At that point, the sky is no longer empty. It is a self-organizing intelligence layer. Whew, philosophical line. We didn't build drones. We built a system that is starting to design itself. Here's a subtle but powerful idea. Technology doesn't just observe humans. It changes them. If people know they are being watched, they behave differently. More careful, more controlled, less spontaneous. So the presence of drones, even silently, can shape human behavior without a single word. Whew, dark thought. Control doesn't always need force. Sometimes it just needs awareness. Let's go futuristic again. What if drones are not just for watching or delivering, but actually manufacturing in the air? Imagine drones that print emergency medical tools mid-air, assemble lightweight structures, drop ready-made construction components. We're talking about flying production lines, not factories on the ground, but factories in the sky. Hilarious thought. Imagine a drone saying, "Sorry, your order is still in production." Literally, up here.
History used to be shaped by oil, nuclear power, industrial machines. But now, we might be entering an era where power is defined by who controls the air layer above nations. Countries with advanced drone ecosystems can monitor, protect, and influence faster than others. This is not just technology anymore. This is global power restructuring. Let's ask a disturbing question. What happens when systems become too complex? Sometimes AI doesn't break. It just behaves in ways humans didn't predict. Not evil, not good, just unexpected. And in a system of thousands of drones, one unpredictable behavior can spread like a chain reaction. Complex systems don't fail loudly. They fail quietly until everything changes at once. At this point, the question is no longer about drones. It's about us. If machines see what we see, understand what we do, predict what we want, then what remains uniquely human? Maybe it's not intelligence anymore. Maybe it's unpredictability, emotion, chaos. The things machines still struggle to truly understand. So maybe the real question is not, are drones getting smarter? But are we ready for a world where the sky thinks back? Let's take things one step further. What if drones don't just see you, but understand how you feel? With emotional AI becoming more advanced, systems can now detect stress in your movement, fear in your behavior, confidence in your posture, even hesitation in your decisions. So the drone doesn't just say, "That is a person." It starts to say, "That person looks nervous. Something might be wrong." When machines start reading emotions, privacy becomes more than data. It becomes psychology. Here's where things get serious. We are moving towards systems where humans are not involved in every decision. Not because humans are useless, but because machines are faster. So drones may soon identify targets.
Identify targets, prioritize actions, execute responses without waiting for human approval. Dangerous idea? Speed becomes more important than control. Now imagine this. You're walking in the street, and your phone shows you extra information about everything above you. But that data is coming from drones in real time. So reality becomes layered. Physical world, digital overlay, AI interpretation. You are no longer seeing reality directly. You are seeing a processed version of it. Reality is no longer what exists, but what is interpreted. Let's go even deeper. What if drones don't just observe the environment, but help shape it? For example, controlling cloud seeding, monitoring climate changes, influencing agricultural weather patterns. We're entering a world where the sky is not passive anymore. It reacts. It adapts. It might even be guided. So basically, even the weather might need software updates soon. We are slowly moving into a world where everything is connected. Drones, satellites, cameras, sensors, AI systems, all talking to each other, creating a massive invisible network. Not just internet, but reality internet. A world where nothing exists alone anymore. Every technology forces humans to adapt. But drones are different. Because they don't replace one job. They replace entire systems of decision-making. So the question becomes, are humans adapting the technology? Or is technology slowly redefining what humans do? We are not competing with machines anymore. We are merging with their systems. Imagine a future sky, completely silent. No engines, no visible machines, but full of invisible intelligence. A sky that watches without sound. A sky that responds without delay. A sky that never sleeps. The silence is no longer empty. It is intentional. So maybe the future is not about machines in the sky, but about a sky that has become a machine itself. Think about this for a second. For thousands of years, distance controlled everything. Where you live, what you can access, who you can reach. But drones are quietly breaking that rule. Now, delivery is instant. Surveillance is global. Communication is real-time everywhere. Distance is losing meaning. And when distance disappears, the world becomes smaller, but also more exposed. Maybe geography was never physical. Maybe it was always a limitation of speed. Here's something most people don't realize. Drones don't just move objects. They move data. Every flight collects location patterns, human behavior, traffic flow, environmental data. And that data is extremely valuable. In fact, we might be entering a world where data collected from the sky is more valuable than oil from the ground. Forget black gold. Now we have sky gold. Let's go deeper into psychology. We used to say, if something is free, you are the product. But now, it's evolving. Because drones don't just collect data, they capture attention. When a drone flies overhead, people look up. Behavior changes. Awareness increases. And attention itself becomes a resource. Insane idea? The most expensive thing in the future won't be data. It will be focus. Imagine something strange. History used to be written after events happen. But now, drones are changing that. They record everything in real time. Which means no forgotten moments, no missing details, no blind spots in events. We are no longer documenting history. We are live streaming it.
philosophical wine? The past is no longer remembered. It is stored.
When people know they are constantly observed, society changes. Not by force, but by adaptation. People become more cautious, avoid risk, behave more predictably. And over time, society becomes less chaotic, but also less human. There was a time when darkness meant privacy. Night meant invisibility. But drones are removing that boundary. With thermal cameras, infrared sensors, AI vision, night is no longer hidden. So the question becomes, if nothing is hidden anymore, what happens to secrecy? Darkness used to protect us. Now it only slows technology.
Here's a deeper question. When you are constantly analyzed by machines, you start seeing yourself differently, not just as a person, but as a pattern, a set of behaviors, a data profile. And slowly, human identity shifts from who I am to how I am calculated. Now, let's talk about something really unsettling. What if drones don't just observe reality, but predict it? With enough data, AI systems can start forecasting traffic before it happens, crowd movement before it forms, even human decisions before they're made. So instead of reacting to the world, they start preparing it in advance. At that point, the future is no longer something you enter, it's something you're placed into.
Imagine living in a world where there is always something above you, not physically visible, but always watching. Not a single drone, but thousands of interconnected systems. It creates what we can call the illusion of an all-seeing sky. And when people believe they are always seen, they begin to act differently. Not because they're forced, but because they feel observed. It's like your mom's eyes, but upgraded to Wi-Fi version 10.0. A new generation is growing up that may never experience true privacy. To them, being recorded is normal. Being tracked is expected. Being analyzed is default. They won't feel like privacy was lost because they never had it in the first place. You don't miss what you never experienced until you realize it was freedom. We are entering a strange era. Our emotions are no longer invisible. AI can now detect happiness, stress, anger, anxiety. And once emotions become measurable, they also become usable. Companies might optimize ads based on mood, services based on emotional state, even environments based on collective feelings. Your feelings might become part of the economy. Now imagine something even more advanced. A drone system that can repair itself, replace broken units, reorganize its structure,
Adapt without human input. It becomes less like a machine and more like a living system. Thought. At some point, the system stops needing permission to survive. There is another hidden effect. When everything is recorded, humans stop feeling special moments. Because everything is captured, stored, replayed. The brain starts losing the feeling of this moment matters. We stop living experiences and start documenting them instead. Line. When everything becomes memory, nothing feels like life anymore. So after all of this, we arrive at a strange question. Are drones becoming more human? Or are humans becoming more system-like? Because the line is fading. Machines learn, adapt, predict, respond. Humans follow systems, react to data, adjust behavior. Maybe the difference is no longer clear. Final thought. The future might not be humans versus machines, but a blended reality where the distinction no longer matters. So maybe the future is not about flying machines. It's about a world where everything, living or artificial, starts behaving under the same logic. And that changes everything we thought we knew about reality. So after everything, we are left with one question. Not about drones,
Not about AI, but about us. Are we building tools? Or are we slowly building a world where tools define us? And when the sky becomes intelligent, what happens to the humans living under it? Maybe the sky didn't change. We just started noticing what was old.